Here we go again. You're going to hear me use the same intro probably every hour because I don't know what to say when I start the new intro. 4 hours, 59 minutes. We are... well, first off, I noticed I watched my last video. Some of the recordings were just a little fuzzy throughout. So I'm trying to make sure I keep down lights so that the YouTube is a little better lit for when you're watching it on YouTube. But I also upped the video quality for this one. For my recordings, that way it might come out clearer, hopefully, for you guys on YouTube, since I noticed the first one with a lot of zooming in and out like this, everything was really fuzzy. So I'll try and slow it down a little bit when I move to make it clearer for you, and yeah, hopefully that and just upping the quality of the recordings that I'm making might help it just be a little clearer. Since last time, I have since added more into my bricks. My stones are really going through. Some of these miners are actually kicking the dust, which is awesome, because then I will be completely free to just mine this all as iron and set up as many as I want on the stone. I think it's my OCD that I don't like running these weird splitter systems, although right now I'm using my resources pretty equally, that they aren't really presenting much of a problem. Been working on my weapon shooting speed, and I'm walling everything in. Have a few attacks here. You can see some biter kills here. I'm thinking touching this base here, and it looks like we did see, whenever this radar scanned this chunk here, that we caught these guys in the act. We're getting attacked right now down south. They're doing okay. The only big ones that are this is really starting to send some things in from the top where we've been. So yeah, I think that this biter base is just sending them over, and luckily they're dipping down before making it over and destroying some things. So I'm going to wall this off. I don't know if I'm going to wall all the way over and up, just probably will once I get the resources. I've added some more into my my ammo making here, so I'm getting some more backup of ammo, and that way I can continue to make my black potions. I just got my projectile damage 3, giving me another 20% to damage and 20% to turrets, which is awesome. I've also since up here fixed my coal. I noticed I was running out of power and I couldn't figure out why. My mining drills weren't keeping up with how much they were eating, and it was doing, I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but slowly but surely this last boiler wasn't getting fed. Oh, here you can see. Just gave these guys more ammo. Yeah, that feels good. That feels good. So this last guy wasn't getting fed, which meant my power was going down by whatever this would be. 1/7, 1/8, 1/7, which meant that the drills, we didn't have enough power, so they started mining slower, which then shut off another boiler because the coal didn't make it far enough down the line, and so on and so forth. So I beefed this up because I actually ran out of power, and I was looking at it when I was looking at my miners. I notice it when I look at my miners, and I'm like, man, those waves don't seem to be moving at the speed that I remember miners moving at. And then I click on one of my poles, and I go, oh, my production's down, and then you come over here and you look. So I have created, I need some more ammo, getting a little bit out, but I've put down this wall all the way around my coal. This is the only place right here where they could break through, so I put a little bit of wall there and a gun turret for that cliff line. I like using the natural cliff line. This one I have walled in, and I finished walling in over here, so I am completely walled in on this entire outside of my base. And that's why I'm thinking maybe I'll just continue this wall over and around and just have my... This is about it for the main base. This is probably going to be abandoned or left to do its thing while I rework a new base somewhere and expand more. Thinking of... once I get the turrets down over here, I can finally get a train, and I think I'm just going to do a weird roundabout setup where the train, I hope I can get it to come right here and stop right here with fluid in it. Pump that fluid out under the wall here and just do some minor refining, and then I'll just run that up and continue it along this line and bring it down over here to do my blue sciences, and then this base will be as far as I need it to go, because once you get to blue sciences I can get a tank, which will be great, and a tank will allow me to further expand. I can also get my laser turrets and start researching damage for laser turrets, which will make things much juicier there too, so then I won't have to worry about all this bullet problem I'm running into, which will then at that point allow me to go ahead and expand to possibly one of these or both of these iron patches and see what I want to do with them. It's actually kind of funny that my cliffs are only in my starting area, and then as I branch out, they are kind of not anywhere else. But anyway, yep, bring a train in, park it here, hopefully snake it back out here, and just run one line, one train that just comes up. So like I'm thinking in my mind, I have a straight line here, one way. It comes up, it loops around this rock here, hooks back into itself, comes down, makes a little loop here, fills up, and so it's kind of like 2 circles with one line in between, just to get myself going off the beginning. I am putting down, manually feeding some rocks into this wooden chest just to make enough woo-woo wagon stuff. Trains. And yeah, I think that will do me dirty. Give me just enough to get myself to blue science and be able then to further expand my base out and feel comfortable. So, taking me a little bit longer than I wanted to initially be for this initial getting on rails, so to speak. But that's Railworld, and like I said, the biters. After looking at the evolution and looking back at my last, I think the evolution was set at 40 on a natural or a default game, and now it's set to 20, which I think they just evolve twice as fast over time. Meaning, and that with this again, less trees in a Railworld setting, this pollution really expands out and really starts getting at them sooner. So I'm rambling again. If you like what you see, let me know. Otherwise, feel free to stop by the Twitch. I'm hopefully, like I said, going to be playing this pretty often. But if I'm not playing something that you like, you can always just keep up with the video series. So appreciate it, and I'll see you in an hour. All right, welcome back again. I almost missed it again. As I'm getting deeper into my bases here, I end up noticing that I get close to the mark, and then the hour mark, and I'm like, whoops, missed it. So 6 hours and 1 minute in. Currently, I noticed, I checked the last video, it does seem like the quality is better on the recordings now, so you guys watching on the YouTubes should have a much clearer view of what's going on. Upped my steam a little bit to produce more power, so we're sitting in pretty comfortable. As you can see here, we managed to fit the track right around this little cluster of cliffs, which is what I wanted to do. I also brought this wall down. I originally had it, you remember, maybe right here was bunkered off. Decided to just bring it straight down along this cliff line. So any of these guys coming in, and then I can hunker right in. So not too worried about the trains getting attacked out here, outside the wall, because if they're outside the wall, they're gonna be moving. And it's going to take a decent amount of biters, I think, to make it actually stop the train when it hits them once I get it moving. Over here, just a radar. We're just going to do 4 pumps right now. Not plugged in because I don't want to get any pollution aggroing any of these biters. 2 turrets just to keep them protected. And I'm going to plug in a pump, which I forgot to make. So this will probably be plenty that I can wall in right here and just keep these pumps safe, just to get myself enough oil, bring it up here, pipe it up and over, steal some water, and probably do my oil processing right here, and then just belt it all the way across here to make my blue sciences. My turrets here in my base, as you can see here, a lot of biters dead, but these guys are doing okay, and with the upping of my steel production and upping up my iron a bit, I am making, wherever they are, plenty of bullets. I just filled these up on my way out, and I'm back to about 150 again, which is great. So, we are getting close to a good spot here. Zoom out and check the map. Excuse me. Not a whole lot has been revealed. Decent amount of uranium sitting around. Not that I've ever really done a whole lot with uranium yet. I left these walls intentionally gapped for now until I can put more turrets down up and around here, because I didn't want to block them off completely. Wanted to almost let the biters through because I didn't want to have them rip through that wall. So I don't have any defenses set up. So I'd rather have them get down closer to my base where I have a few turrets scattered around that hopefully they would deal with. That my turrets would deal with it rather than just have them rip apart a wall for no reason. A lot of biters from this base just coming down pretty all the time. I am researching projectile damages, which are doing pretty well as well. I could add more labs, but right now, since I'm sort of sustaining my sciences at the moment, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, these are 60-second cycles, where a lot of other things are like 30-second, 15-second. The cycles do get longer as you get later, but for now, just going to leave it like it is. It's working. I'm getting things done on the side. My next big goal, just to finish out this oil, bring it up here, process it, belt it across, and make my blue science potions, which are going to need sulfur, which is petroleum and water. Yeah, I think. Petroleum and water for the sulfur. I will need advanced circuits, which is going to be the plastic bars, which is sulfuric acid and petroleum and coal, and engines, which is just a lot of iron pipes and all that swag. Let me just, while we're doing it, engines, steel, pipes, gears to make engines. So that's the goal. That's where I hope to be next. Get my blue sciences working, and then I can start researching my, like I said before, my laser turrets, get a tank, and really start expanding. With red circuits as well, I'll be able to get the advanced material processing, so I'll have electric furnaces. That way I can set up a nice smelting somewhere and with electric turrets and just really start beefing out the power and set myself up nicely. Maybe, depending on what I want to do, maybe I could take like this little island here, even though the stone is there, but maybe like landfill this in and turn this into like just a lot of power and just take this coal or something and train all my coal down into it and sort of have like a little peninsula here of power. Peninsula Island, Power Peninsula. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Again, if you want to check it out on Twitch, go for it. If you like the videos, leave a comment or do your thing. And I'm going to get back into it and see you in another hour. Again, welcome. 7 hours, 1 minute in. Just got this put together to make my blue sciences. I wanted to, I was like rushing. I was like looking at the clock like, oh goodness. See if I can get it put together before the timer hits. So what I decided to do, I've been more on the theme of just make things work because I'm not planning on really taking this base actually much further than this. I have my blue sciences set up now, which gets me in a good spot to do pretty much all the research that I'm going to need to do for a while. Whether it happens quickly, I'm not too worried. As long as I keep taking things as I run around as my character and I keep moving around and making things happen, I feel fine about the fact that maybe this isn't the fastest science, but this will get me in a great spot to just get myself moving right into rails and getting out there and expanding my base. I'm finally at that point now where I'm going to diddle around because I'm going to not know what the heck I'm going to do. But let's get into the updates here. So, got the oil officially going, walled it in down here. Notice that with these trees down here, this is actually probably not going to produce much pollution at all. Could probably actually remove these two turrets, but there's a radar there, so I'll just leave them down. Comes up, dumps the oil, again, just pipe it up, pipe it over into a tank, with just one of them right now, creating petroleum. Decided to take the petroleum and grab some water and just continue them on the line here, keeping the spacing the same. It's quite a long way to pipe it all, but then I bring it down, I make my engines here, make my advanced circuits here, and make my sulfur here, all to make my blue science packs. I took my copper wires, and so this one-sided belt of advanced circuits is splitting down here to make my base things, assembly machines, and drills. Then I brought the copper up and around, put it on the other side of this belt, all the way over, and I can expand these down a little bit more to make a little bit more circuits. I think that I might need to up this production. I decided I went underground belts here because this needs one sulfur, where it needs a lot more of the advanced and engines. So I double-sided the advanced and engines, so put one on each side of the belt, but put it on the side with the fast inserter. That way, it just moves a little quicker. I'm pretty sure 2 long handles work at the same speed of 1 fast inserter, so I'd rather just have the 1 fast inserter on the bottom. I probably should, make that finish out there so they are all working in tandem. So this is going to keep doing its thing. I look at my radar down here, has scanned. Not a whole lot going on out in this part of the world. Still just these 2 iron patches up here. Completely walled in everywhere. So this base is completely secure from at least spiders just roaming in. If they come somewhere like right here or right here, they keep going up to this guy though. But if they end up deciding they want to go here, they will get stuck on the wall, and I'll have to just come defend manually. But hopefully can give me enough of a heads up with the alerts pinging off that walls are getting destroyed. Next things I'm going to probably do in my research tree, maybe mining productivity. Not sure if I'm really going to need that yet, but it doesn't hurt to have a little bit. That's going to give you 10% more productivity, which, I mean, basically 10% more of whatever this remaining patch is. So that's, say that's 500k. I'll get another 50k iron out of that if I did that number right. Yeah, which is a decent amount for sure. For, I mean, that's another whatever to get myself moving, as well as the oil will just be a little bit more efficient and everything like that. How are these guys doing? I might have to set up another turret here. They're doing okay. But yeah, so mining productivity, probably work into advanced material smelting, and maybe a couple accumulators, because laser is definitely going to be the next thing on my list, which is I don't know, military then laser, personal laser. Okay, yeah, I gotta research lasers. Then whatever, you know what I'm saying. So I'll work that out, get some lasers working. Then I'll probably usually do. What I usually do is get my lasers, get my advanced oil processing, get some mining productivity in there, and then get like accumulators, solar, and some. That's about it. Lasers, advanced material processing, mining productivity, laser turrets, and advanced oil processing to just make more oil out of what I have, to mine up a little more efficiently, to make electric furnaces so I don't have to belt coal everywhere, and that'll be it. And then I'll expand out to one of these patches probably. I mean, that's going to be the goal. Maybe set up something over here to just make iron, something over here to make steel. Probably steel out of the bigger one, because I'll need more. It'll just take, you need twice the amount of furnaces to make steel. So I guess, but I don't use as much steel as I use iron. So I'll probably do steel out of the small one, because we're going to find more out here anyway. Anyway, I am rambling on yet again, so feel free to let me know if you want to see something, or stop by the Twitch channel if you want to see how the video or how the progress is going in real life. Thank you very much, and hope I see you guys soon. Peace out. All right, everybody, welcome again. 7 hours, 59 minutes. Gonna repair these walls while I'm right here. As you can see by the corpses, they want my power shut down, but I ain't gonna let them. Doing pretty okay on everything. Base at the moment, set up very nicely. Working, got all my sciences working. This is about as much as I need. I had to set up another oil refinery, just because I was using it faster than I was making it. But now it's backed up a little bit in the pipes, which is good. Enough to just keep plastics going, keep the advanced circuits going. Engines, I've been watching this product finish number on this assembly machine, and it's been going up. It was at 28 for a while, so I added another engine maker. And it's been slowly going up, making sure that all 4 of these are working. Keeping just enough to keep like all... Whoop, I guess not right now. Must have burned through them. But keeping most of my science labs going. As you can see too, when I zoom out, I have gone up and set up some little radars here and here, because I'm going to use this patch of iron to make whatever I'm going to make. But I did notice as well, I don't see any copper anywhere. And I didn't mess with the settings or anything. It's vanilla Railworld, so it's not existent. It's just as scarce as everything else. Ooh, little stone, that scared me. So I took my tank, which I just made, and I drove it up here and drove it along this top side to try and scout, maybe hopefully get some iron, because I think everything above this chunk, this coal was not discovered. So everything like above this coal line was not revealed yet on the map. And I talked with the stream. I was deciding, do I go down south or do I go off to the west? And as I have been advised, west is best. So I'm going to take my tank here and I'm going to just drive it out, hopefully over here somewhere, and hopefully find myself a copper deposit somewhere, and I can just go hunker down with a ton of turrets around it, make my first train station, and then I can use this iron and this copper over here, smelt it all, and make like all my belts and everything like that, all my base expanding things. I'll make basically what I have set up here, but more advanced. For assembly machine 2s will actually just automate, hopefully, drills and wherever the circuits make. What's the other thing I make?
belts. I need belts. I'll make my belts, my red belts, my fast inserters, my red splitters, and my red underground belts, hopefully. I used to try and do that in the initial part of my base, but noticing when you look at belts, I didn't quite realize that that's 40 iron gears to make an underground belt, as opposed to it's 100 raw iron basically. You go from 20 to 100, and you go from 3 to 12. So you're like almost 5 times more expensive in balancing out between the two of them. Probably like 4 times. 4 times more expensive between just yellow in general belt to red belt in general. So that's why I've stopped making them in my main base, in my starting base, and I'll make them up here, and then I'll start figuring out where to get my copper from, and that's going to be what I do. Get my copper, get my iron, make my red belts and all my base setup stuff, and then start getting my train system working. And who knows where I actually want to put my base. But for now, this will be my start. I'll make my base stuff here. And then perhaps if I find a couple patches out here, or a nice big open area, or if this water kind of circles around, maybe I can just do it over on this side of things. Who knows? But stay tuned, and in the next hour, we will see where we end up. Thank you.